Hello again. We're still reading The Losers Club by Andrew Clements, and we're now on chapter 26 called Duel. In my book, chapter 26 starts on page 145, so go ahead and turn there if you haven't already. Later that same Tuesday afternoon, life at the Losers Club looked very peaceful. Nina was reading Brown Girl Dreaming. Jason was deep in the Canadian forest with the boy in Hatchet. Lily was swinging her legs back and forth as she read Holes, and Alec had his Cheeto-stained copy of Johnny Tremaine open on the table in front of him. Except Alec wasn't reading because there was a furious wrestling match going on inside his head. Part of him wanted to rush across the gym and tackle Kent and grind him into the wooden floor, make him pay for being so mean to everyone, especially to Nina. But he knew that would be wrong, and he also knew that Kent wasn't totally evil, hadn't always been such a jerk. Still, somehow he'd turned into this creep who felt like winning was the most important thing in the world, and Alec wanted some payback. If only there was a way to get even. Alec took a mental tour through different books he'd read, remembering how his favorite heroes had solved their biggest problems, won their greatest battles. Courage was always important, and effort, but the characters who were only out for revenge, they usually failed. Intelligence always mattered, like being able to work out a plan or find a way to use the element of surprise. Straight, a move that startled both Lily and Jason. He kept staring at his book, and they resumed their reading. A minute later, Alec quietly closed his book, stood up, and went and talked with Mr. Wilner. Then he walked across the gym to Mr. Jensen and said, "I'd like to play some kickball." Mr. Jensen said, "Great. Head over there with the group that's shooting baskets. They play the winner of the game that's in progress. Okay, thanks." And just like that, Alec was officially enrolled in the active games program for the afternoon. The kids on the third kickball team were all 4th and 5th graders, and none of them looked very athletic. Alec picked up a basketball from a bin by the wall, but he didn't dribble around, didn't take a shot. He just watched the game at the kickball diamond. Kent's team was in the field, which meant that Kent was the pitcher. Alec had watched him pitch before. He always bowled the ball at the kicker hard and fast, straight over the plate every time. And this time, as he rolled his pitch, he barked orders at his team. "Watch for the fly ball, on your toes, on your toes." The kicker at the plate was a 5th grade boy, and he connected, a hard grounder straight at the pitcher. Kent scooped up the ball, whipped it in a smooth arc, and nailed the kid on the left arm before he even got halfway to first base. Kent yelled, "And he's out! All right, one more out and we win." Alec had to admit it again. Kent was amazing at sports. A stray basketball came rolling along the floor toward him. Alec stopped it with his foot, and a girl came running after to get it. "Thanks," she said, and then she paused a second. "Hi, Alec." It took him a moment to recognize her. It was Dave Hampton's little sister. "Julia, hi. I didn't know you were into kickball. That's great." "Yeah," she said, "except I'm no good at it." "Well," he said slowly, "you probably already know this, but you could always join one of the clubs." She looked at the distant tables. "Yeah, maybe. But I don't know anybody back there. At least here I get to hang out with my friend Sarah. And we get picked for the same team." Trying to sound casual, Alex said, "If you and Sarah like to read, you could join the reading club I started anytime you want." "You have a reading club?" she said. "It's not really mine," he said, "but I helped get it glowing. It's at the table in the back corner. We're the ones with the funny name, the Losers Club." "Oh, right. I heard about it. So if we joined, could Sarah and I read the same book and then talk about it?" Alex said, "Sure. But are there book reports or quizzes and stuff?" "Nope, nothing like that. It's just reading for fun." Julia looked puzzled. "So if you've got a reading club, how come you're here?" Alec thought, good question. It might have been a lot easier to just land one good thump on Kent's nose. Standing in the bright lights shining down on the basketball court, Alec realized that this whole little plan of his was starting to smell a lot like fiction. But he said to Julia, "I just wanted to play some kickball today, and when I'm done, I'll go back to reading." Because that was the plan. He said, "Looks like our team is almost ready to play, huh?" Julia rolled her eyes. "You mean ready to get beat? Kent's team always wins, always." Kent was barking again. Let's go, cover your bases. This kid can kick, so watch out." The tall fifth-grade girl stood at the plate, and Kent was right. She connected and popped the ball up way out beyond third base. But Mr. Jensen bellowed, "Foul ball!" Kent called, okay, everybody, watch for the fly ball. And here comes the pitch." The girl got her whole leg into it this time, and the ball blasted hard and high, straight out over second base. Dave Hampton was there, and he ran hard, got into position, and made a clean catch. "All right, great game, everybody," Kent shouted. "And my team, stay right where you are, because the next team kicks first this time." Kent ran the whole show. He was the best kicker, the star pitcher, the top infielder, the team captain, the manager, and the cheerleader all rolled into one. And he was so busy with all his different jobs that he didn't spot Alec until the first kicker was standing at the plate. Since Alec looked bigger and stronger than any other kid on the team, they decided he should be the cleanup kicker, the fourth kid in the lineup, in case any of the first three kickers got on base. But when Kent spotted Alec from the pitcher's line, his eyebrows shot up in surprise. He trotted over to the kids by the wall, stopped in front of Alec, and shoved his chin out. "What are you doing here?" "Playing kickball." "Ha, that's a good one. The bookworm loser wants to play some kickball. So tell me, is your team going to win?" "Not sure," Alex said, "but I am going to score a run. I know that much." Kent laughed in his face. "You score a run? Not against my team." Alex shrugged. "So would you like to make a bet about that?" He almost said maybe an ice cream sandwich, but taunting wasn't part of his plan. Kent grinned, oozing confidence. "Sure, I'll bet whatever you want." All the kids on Alex's adopted team shushed and gathered in close. It had just become clear that this was not going to be an ordinary game. Alec had already thought about this bet, but he pretended to be making it up on the moment. "So how about this? If I can score one run, then you have to come and join the Losers Club for a week. And you have to sit quietly and read the book I tell you to. And if I don't score, then I have to stay here in active games for a week, and you can beat me at kickball every day. Or try to. How's that?" Kent nodded. "Sounds great, so let's shake on it." Alec put out his hand, and Kent clamped onto it and then squeezed hard. But Alec knew this game, and he instantly squeezed back just as hard. All those hours that he spent holding a water ski tow rope, if a kid can hang on while a 200 horsepower motorboat hauls him around a lake at 30 miles an hour, then he's ready for a handshake battle. As Kent felt the strength in Alec's grip, a look of surprise flashed in his eyes. For a second, Alec squeezed even harder. He had power to spare. But this wasn't about crushing the bones in each other's hands, so Alec relaxed a little. Kent pulled his hand free and ran back to the pitcher's mound. He looked around and yelled, "Okay, champs, let's show some losers how to play kickball." The first kid kicking for Alec's team was a fourth-grade boy named Eddie. He wasn't big, but he looked wiry and quick, and he stepped right up to the plate because he knew what he was doing, and he did. Because he was all set up to kick toward right field, but at the last second, he swiveled his shoulders and booted a nice chip shot into left field, right over the head of the girl playing shortstop. Just that fast, there was a runner at first base. And what did Alec do? Something he could never have dreamed he would do in his whole life. He jumped to his feet and started to chant, "Losers, losers, losers," and the whole rest of his team laughed and joined in. "Losers, losers, losers, losers." The second kicker didn't do so well. It was another boy, a fifth grader, and all he wanted was to get his turn over with. He barely connected with Kent's pitch, just enough to bloop the ball up into a shallow arc straight into the waiting arms of the girl covering second base. An easy out for the champs. Eddie tagged up at first and stayed put. And we're going to stop there and continue with this chapter because I'm out of time.